it's a really positive environment, and I think that's really helpful in something that can be scary or can be new, and you don't want to feel like, you know, you're not the best one here, or you feel like you're out of your league, so to speak, and you don't feel like that at all. That doesn't ever come into the atmosphere.
The main takeaway is you have to know your basics in order to progress. Always make the best out of the conditions that the ocean presents, and paddle as strong as you can.
I was just watching YouTube videos about just surfing techniques and so forth.
A famous old Aussie surfer said once that there's two kinds of surfers. There's the hunters and the hunted.
One of the videos that Rue had recorded apparently like 13 years ago. It was a very grainy picture. He was in front of like a whiteboard. He was drawing like waves and where you should be, the spot X concept.
Spot X is the place that you need to be in order to catch the wave. It's actually much safer for you as a surfer and much more productive to immediately turn yourself into one of the hunters. And what you're hunting is Spot X.
He was explaining all that, and I remember thinking, you know, the way he explains things is a little bit different from other people. I've never really seen anyone explain it the way he did, and I was very impressed.
Hello.
So I was in college, and one of my college buddies named Keith, he invited all of our classmates to go surfing. And so it was in my like early to mid 20s that I started. I don't know what it was. It was something about just being in the ocean. I didn't catch any waves, but it just got me.
My motivation was to get out there so I could surf with my family and enjoy being in the open water, the sun, and just find peace out there. And I struggled with that for a very long time until I came here.
Yeah. What about you?
Yes, for me it was to get an active hobby that I could enjoy during holidays, and also back home in the UK, where we have decent spots, and to tag along with my friends who have a really good level, and be able to enjoy it all together.
I grew up in Virginia Beach, which is on the East Coast, and it doesn't really have great waves, so I never really made it past end of level 1, beginning of level 2. But in March 2020, my now fiance and I left to do a year of traveling in Southeast Asia, and we made it to New Zealand, and then the whole world shut its borders. So we ended up spending 13 months in New Zealand, and while we were there, I fell back in love with surfing and got humbled. I'm not sure if I had had the same coaching by myself that I had had in a group, which would have been better, but I definitely think I enjoyed it more being here around everybody, because you know, I think you don't end up at Surf Simply unless you have sort of one spin or another on the same story. My coach was Teal, and she's amazing. She's the most excited to surf person that I've met probably my entire life. And we were mostly working on correcting my stance.
Look at how, as you shift your hips, keeping the hands over the rails, you start to get that turn to be more on rail. That's what we're looking for. We're looking for balancing out the amount of pressure on that back foot, on that stall, as well as onto that rail pressure.
What was your main takeaway from this week?
That I'm definitely coming back.
So my coach was Will. He identified what I need to do to get to the next level.
What was his best advice?
His best advice was actually it's very simple thing. Get your back foot back of the board, and have a stance where you're low down to the ground, down to the water, low, and have both arms on both sides, but back foot further back so that I can have more control of the board.
Jessie, fabulous Jessie. Jessie is a burst of, she's like all of the colors of a rainbow all at once. I could cry, but she already did that. She's so caring, so gentle, so loving, so understanding. To edit this part out. She's amazing. She held my hand and pushed me, and yeah, I mean, I can't say enough amazing things about that woman.
If I were to give one phrase, describe, if someone were to, ask me for like one phrase or one term, singular term to describe Surf Simply, I would say it's first class. The reason is because there's a concierge that sort of caters to what you need. It shows you that they care about your experience here, and they want you to have the first class experience. So they take care of you even after your surf session is done, even after the coaches are gone. There's somebody here to take care of your needs, which was not, I was not expecting that at all. So that was a pleasant surprise.
I feel like definitely it's a family. The staff, a lot of people have been working here for years, and it feels that way.
Everyone addresses you by your name. They really care. They really want to get to know you. Everyone's out there cheering for you. Like it's a really positive environment. And I have to say, I was blown away by the food and Chef Lewis and Chef Jefferson. And I was completely blown away by the complexity of the dishes, the composition of the dishes. Every meal was exceptional.
I live in LA, and there are lots of, 5-star hotels, Michelin-rated restaurants. I would say the food over here is right up there with those restaurants. Very healthy, and it gives you enough energy before surfing. So it's just fantastic food.
Massages were really appreciated, as well as stretching in the morning when we were all stiff. So I feel like it's great touch because it really flows in nicely between sessions. And it was nice to go on a hike in the natural reserve and see a howler monkey.
Probably the thing that helped the most was the stretch classes, because I was definitely tight, but I think the thing that I liked the most was the different subject matter theory classes every day, whether it's breath holding techniques or surfboard design was incredible. They use animations to explain to you why all the things that you read online about what shapes do the things that they say they do. So it's like, instead of skipping a level, you're actually learning the principles behind it. And we had like a wave forecasting lecture that was really awesome and really helps you understand how the combination of all the things that you see on a surf forecasting website come together to create what you see on the camera in front of you. So I think that those were probably the most interesting parts. But everyone was super humble and they're here to learn, you know. Nobody really came in with ego, which was awesome.